Yo, what up, though? It's your boy, DMER. Boys, let's get into this. So, caffeine. This is insane because we were just looking at this yesterday, and now they just re-updated it after the Murder Mook and Murderland versus mostly the Ultimate Madness 3, which was the biggest thing that Caffeine had on their channel ever since we first seen it. Now, what was really going on before that? Caffeine from January to February had lost 50% of its audience, dropping to 177,000th most viewed website in the world. They lost from the month before, from January to February, they lost over 54% of their audience, which was very alarming. Very alarming. And the reason why it's alarming is because they're paying all these battle rappers to do their shows. You know, they're paying them a set price. You know, you don't get paid like any other streaming platform where you would get paid, you know, by the amount of money you generate. That's not how it works on Caffeine. They get paid, but they're getting paid a set price, and then obviously they get their little props if they get that and this and that. But they're paying people to actually be on their platform and do what they do. Now, that's just not sustainable to me, and I feel like they've done that with their partnership with URL. They're paying URL to be on their platform. And let me tell you something: if URL was not on Caffeine, I don't think Caffeine would be around still. I think URL is keeping Caffeine afloat at this point. So what happened was after the Murderland, after the Ultimate Madness. Now I'm gonna put a lot of stock into Murder Mook because Murder Mook's name brings a lot of traffic. I don't care what you say, similar to Cassidy and all this and that. Murder Mook brings a lot of traffic, all right? So after that, they jumped up 70% post Ultimate, what was it called? The Double Impact 3. After Double Impact 3, Caffeine itself had risen 70%, bringing it up to 133,000th most viewed website in the world, which is still terrible. All right, if you want to, in comparison, Twitch, their number one competitor, is number 39 in the world. 39 in the entire world. They're 133,000th most viewed website in the world. They're only generating 459,000 views, clicks a day. All right, if you compare that to YouTube, YouTube gets 30 billion clicks a day. I mean, I don't understand it's YouTube and this and that, but just to give you an idea of the range here, Caffeine averages 450,000 views a day. YouTube averages 30 billion views a day. So they're not even at a million views a day. So it just to show you how small of a company this is, and that it's been over a year, and their only really viable thing right now is battle rap. Without battle rap, this company would be done. And for them to have lost without that double impact card, they lost. And then what events were going on? Let's see, you had the super card that went on, and all the other events that went on that caused Caffeine, that did not help out Caffeine, because Caffeine dropped 54% from January to February. Now from February to today, post Double Impact, post Murder Mook on the card, they're up 70%. Because guys, last month they had about 200,000. They were averaging about 200,000 clicks a day. They're up to 459,000, and a lot of that has to do with the one event. Now, Caffeine did come out and say that with URL, they have had the most viewed URL event on Caffeine hit 350,000 views for one event. So they didn't say which event, but they said that 350,000 views people were tuned into one of those URL events. They didn't specify which one. Maybe it was the Mook and Rock. That's all I can think of was the Mook and Rock situation. So that would be the one event that I could think of that hit if they're telling the truth. Now, they don't have to tell the truth, because that's the thing about Caffeine. They're not publicly traded, so that's a problem. They don't really have to disclose these things. They could just say whatever they want at this point. If they did get caught lying, it would be a big scandal. But you know, they could technically mess with the numbers. They hide their viewer count on the shows, unlike like almost every other website in the world that doesn't hide. Any other streaming website in the world, you know how many people are watching a certain event at that time. The number shows. YouTube shows it, Twitch shows it, all these streaming services show it. Caffeine does not show it. They do not show, so you'll never know if they're telling the truth or not. It's all hidden numbers and hidden analytics that they keep behind closed doors. Um, for probably a specific reason. And this is a company that's never made a profit in the history of since the company's been up. And they have a second round. They have another round of investment. They're trying to get another round of investments coming to keep the company afloat. So they are very, very lucky that this Murderland battle happened and got them boosted up 70% from their 54% fall from last month. You guys got to understand, that's a huge drop. To lose 54% of your audience in 1 month is insane. This company is holding on by a thread, man. And they're going to need a new round of investment money to come in and keep them afloat for another year. Otherwise, I honestly don't see this as being sustainable. It's been a whole year of URL on this platform, and they haven't been. The closest they've ever been is 77,000th, and that was around sometime in the summer of last year. 77,000th most viewed website in the world, and their total visits, crept to around 700, 800,000, and they haven't been able to crack that million views a day mark for their entire website, even with URL on the card, on the platform. So, and it's funny, they do always, when they mention it as a merger with Drake. Every time they talk about battle rap, when they talk about it, like they have a article on Business Insider they just put out the other day, and they talk about how they did a merger with Drake to bring battle rap. It's always Drake involved. I wonder how much Drake actually has to do with this partnership, and does it makes me wonder, does Drake actually own a part of the URL? Because he's never done anything for Caffeine besides bring URL to them. He's never streamed live on Caffeine. He's never done anything live on Caffeine. Okay, everything he's ever done for Caffeine has been via URL. So I wonder if Smack and them did give Drake a piece of the company, all right, to be able to get what I think is Caffeine just throwing money at the URL to have them boost their numbers up, so the investors will help invest in it. Because guys, let me tell you something: without URL, Caffeine's numbers are in the toilet. They're literally in the toilet, and I don't think they'd still be here right now today if URL wasn't involved in the company. So, salute to Smack for getting his money from them, but you're putting all your eggs in this basket, and you're trying to get this platform up and going, but I just don't see this business model succeeding. And if we've learned anything from the past, this never works out, ever ends well. It never ends well. Sure, in the short term, it's going to make Smack probably a lot of money. Beasley, a lot of money. I'm hearing the battlers are getting the battlers are basically getting like minimum wage to do shows on their channel. Like, it's kind of weird that the battlers just ran to this for guaranteed money instead of taking a risk on yourself and doing it the right way on YouTube, where you get paid through actual engagement and actual audience retention, which is not happening on Caffeine. They're just paying all these bloggers and battle rappers to do shows just to try to build a community and bring their numbers up. And it's helping them, but then it's not, because when you go from January, all these shows have been going on from January to February, and then when you lose 52%, or I think it was 54% exactly, of your, that bounce rate is 54. Yep, that's what it was. If you lose 54% of your viewership in 1 month, and sure, you gained 70% this month, but that was on the backs of Double Impact. All right, and you got the super fight coming up now, and then you're gonna have the Ultimate Madness tournament coming up now, and I think that's really gonna help, and I think that's why they're doing more of these Ultimate Madness. And mind you, I think pretty much Caffeine's putting up the 100,000, so that's another 100,000 they're gonna have to invest in this tournament, and it's every 2 weeks. All right, to help get the numbers up. So it's basically what battle rap's become, is a numbers game to help Caffeine stay afloat. That's kind of what's been happening, at least with URL. It's become a thing where they're releasing the content they're releasing to help keep Caffeine from going bankrupt. All right. Nobody else in this community seems to care about this topic or talk about it. I'm really interested in the business side of things, and especially websites and how and streaming websites and gaming websites, and that's what Caffeine is. Even if I wasn't a battle rap fan or a battle rap blogger, I'd be really interested in this in the caffeine story. I was really interested in the Mixer story. Mixer went bankrupt, and Mixer was way more successful than caffeine is, or was and ever was. All right, even before they signed Ninja, they were way more successful than caffeine was. And caffeine's in literally a spot where if they lose URL, or even if they don't use URL, if they don't get more funding on this second campaign to make more money and this and that, this fundraiser to get more money put into the company to keep it afloat, it's gonna go belly up. It's gonna go belly up, man. I'm telling you. And it's only going to be I mean, I don't know how many years these investors can go with just losing money. Like there's going to be a breaking point where these investors are like, yeah, we don't have any more money to keep dumping in here because we haven't seen any return. It's been how many years now? And, you sold us on this battle rap dream. The battle rap thing's keeping you afloat, but you minus the battle rap from this, and there's literally nothing here. And battle rap itself isn't big enough to keep them that to make a money, especially with the business model they have of props. That's literally the only way you can make money, guys. The only way caffeine makes money is if the consumer buys props. And you don't have to buy props to enjoy everything you want out of caffeine. So there's no incentive to spend money on this website. So it's really hard to understand the business model. But, for whatever reason, that Kerrigan dude thinks this is the way to go. And, if it goes belly up, he's already like a multi-millionaire. It's just a little pet project for him. He's from Apple. He made his millions over there. And you know how these rich guys do. They try something. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. They're going to throw a lot of money into it and this and that. And I'm sure they're committed to making it work. But when I'm on the outside looking in, I see a business model that cannot sustain itself. And I see a product that just doesn't make sense in the current world we're living in with YouTube gaming, Twitch, and there are actually other, even Facebook gaming is way ahead of whatever Twitch is doing. And I think battle rap is too small. It's growing and it's grown through caffeine, but battle rap grew on the backs of YouTube. And the problem with URL, and I think where they've really screwed up even caffeine, is because they could have been using YouTube as a vehicle to drive people to caffeine. And they decided that they're not going to do that. They're not going to do that because they have an app and they're using all the app. They're taking all the battles that come off of caffeine and putting it on the app. Well, only hardcore battle rap fans have the app. So all the casual, so you killed the growth of battle rap because you left all the people who you gained from battle rap from YouTube are gone now because you don't drop any. You've completely abandoned your YouTube product now. As of recently, they're starting to put highlights on, if for instance the super fight. The super fight aired on Caffeine. It's been a month now and they haven't dropped it. Now they're dropping highlights on YouTube a month later, and I guess they're going to drop it on the app for paying customers next week, which will be over a month after it aired live on Caffeine, when we were told that the app is like a VOD for Caffeine. So right when it airs on Caffeine, because remember, at Caffeine has no VOD. It's live. You watch it once, you never see it again. That's another huge problem in my opinion. So when we're told that, and then you don't even follow through with that, and you hold probably the best event of the year so far for a month, even for your paying customers, it puts a bad taste in people's mouth to start canceling the app. All right. And if you don't drop battles on YouTube ever, like they don't drop battles on YouTube at all anymore. Like they probably dropped 5 battles in the past year, right? And they have hundreds and hundreds of battles they can drop, hundreds and hundreds of old battles they can drop, but they're leaving them on the app because URL wants them people to buy the app, need a reason to buy the app. So I think that's really hurting Caffeine, because if they use YouTube as a vehicle, all right, and because they can only grow battle rap via YouTube. That's the only way you're gonna grow battle rap. You're not gonna grow battle rap through the app. That's impossible. You cannot grow battle rap through a paid service. That's never gonna happen. And with Caffeine, it's too small of a website to grow battle rap. Battle rap grew on YouTube and YouTube alone. That's where it started. That's where it's grown. And that's where the entire community is. So when you destroy that community and basically tell the community, we're done with you, either watch it on Caffeine or watch it on the app, they're not, a lot of those people aren't going to follow you to Caffeine, and they have not. Because if they did, the numbers would be a lot higher than we're seeing them now. We can't even get 1 million views a day on Caffeine for the entire website, let alone for battle rap alone. You know what I'm saying? So if they would have kept drops on YouTube maybe a month or two after they drop on the app to continue that YouTube community, to continue to grow battle rap, that would have drove people to Caffeine when the live events happen, because you're building a buzz. You're building a buzz for your next live event. So when people are on YouTube and see these fire battles, they're like, oh, then now they're engaged with the product. Now they want to know, they want to see more. When is the next event? Oh, it's next event's this. Where is it? Oh, it's on Caffeine. What's Caffeine? Let me go download Caffeine. But instead, they went the dumb route and wanted to protect their content and put everything on the app and give YouTube nothing. And I think that's really hurt, all right, their business partner. And they really need to start having these conversations internally, because this is insane to me. And it's not going to matter eventually if salute to them for going up 70%. But that's up mind you, that's up 70% from losing 54% last month. So technically they're up 20% from January, because they lost 54 last month. So it's an up and down situation here. And I think it really all depends on how big of an event URL has, because I don't think anybody else on Caffeine is holding their weight. There's really no other content on there that's producing anything that's bringing people to the website. So let me know what you think, man. This stuff interests me, man. I'm always interested in stuff like this. I hope they do figure it out. I just think the way they're going about it isn't the right way to go about it. But that's just me. I'm a dumb. I don't know much. And, I love you guys, man. Peace.